Hi everyone, it's Laura from Tired Mum here too, and I'm back with another Christmas toy review. Now this is another Spin Master product. It's for ages 6+ and it's Pottery Cool. Now as you can see on the table, I've got my batteries ready. This is because this is a 4C battery product, which means you have to be prepared. Always be prepared with your batteries at Christmas. So let's get everything out of the box. All sorts of stuff in here. Let's have a look at what it is and what it all means. So this is obviously the pottery base. This is the important bit. Let's get this out. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stick the batteries in there because we know that this is what we need to do. It was really good. They actually said right on the front of the box that it required 4C batteries and that they weren't included. Obviously I do prefer toys to have the batteries included, don't we all? But I also like it when they make it really obvious that I need to buy the batteries. The worst thing is kids waking up on Christmas Day and you not having the right batteries. It's just terrible. So always make sure that you check every single product that you've bought. Make sure that you've got all the batteries for those. And what I tend to do is I tend to go on Amazon and I buy these bulk industrial Duracell batteries so that I've always got supply. I mean, I've got all sorts of sizes in my drawers so that I know I've always got enough for no matter what I'm doing. Come on, we must be nearly there now. There you go. So I'm going to pop these in. Making sure I put them in the right way, obviously. That's a rookie mistake, that one is. Let's get that in. And get this screwed back on. What you'll find is that most toys that have batteries always use the same size screw, which I think is awesome because it means that I literally just keep this screwdriver close to hand when I know I've got toys to review, because it means I can get into any of the toys really, really quickly. So there you go, that is that. Here's the switch. So we've got fast, slow and off. So I like that. It's just got a 3D type sticker there and then 2 pots. Let's have a look at what else we've got. Now we have 4 packs of clay. Obviously, I'm just going to use the one just to show you how it works. We've got Pottery Cool. We've got a spray bottle for some water, a tool holder. So let's pop those in there. I'm assuming they go in there. And then we've got a variety of different moulds depending on what we're making. So we've got a cone-shaped mould, like that, and a round-shaped mould, like that one. Then these sit over the top like so that it's easy to get your clay off of the mould. And then we've got a bag here. Let's move these batteries out where I don't need those now. We've got a bag here and this bag has some paints in it. So we've got some golds, we've got some silvers, we've got some pearlescents, really nice colours in there. And then we've got a paintbrush. It's actually really good quality paintbrush, I like that. And then some tools. So let's have a look at what tools we've got here. We've got a knife type one and some weird shaped one and two something coring tools. We'll pop those in there. So let's get started with this. Assembly, we know how to do that. It tells you how to put the base on. Let's have a look. Jewellery holder. What are we going to make? Let's see. Let's start with the jewellery holder. It's nice and simple. So there's 4 different designs in here. We've got a jewellery holder. We've got a smartphone speaker. We've got a cupcake pencil holder. A pencil topper. A turtle dish. Oh, okay. And a puppy picture holder. So actually quite a few different varieties. So there's some that you don't need the moulds for and some that you do. So it talks you through the different ways of doing that and how to just mould things with your hands and stuff as well. So then there's some tips. So it says pinch to open the paint containers. Yeah, we kind of get all that. So let's have a look. So the instructions say insert the round core and matching sleeve onto the turntable. With your finger, press one clay dish around the sleeve. So let's cut this out. That's a lot of clay. So we're going to put that on there. With your finger, press the clay dish around the sleeve. Oh, I'm broken it. I broke the clay already. That's not a good start, is it? That's because I've not wet it. So the very next step says spray the clay liberally with water. So I should have done that before I really tried to squash it on. That's my fault. I'll just fix the bit that I broke. There. So it's just press it round. I'm going to go get some water. Be right back. So here you go. I'm back. So oh, it's locked. There you go. So it says spray it a lot because we don't want it to break like it has for me. And the wetter it is, the less likely your clay will break. So I'm just fixing the broken bit that I did. So it says to turn the machine on and cut your hands around the clay and apply light pressure until the clay becomes smooth and even. And it says avoid pressing too much on the top and the top edge because that's what I did and that's why it broke. So my hands are getting covered in clay. So as you can see, it's going around and I'm applying light pressure around the bottom to mould it. I'm going to put some more water on. So this is actually like a proper pottery wheel, which is really good. So it's becoming smooth around the edges, apart from where I broke it. So as the turntable spins, it says keep working the clay down to the base. If needed, spray lightly with more water. When you're happy with your design, turn it off. And then create a finished edge using the knife tool to trim excess clay away. So let's turn it off for a minute. I'm just going to see if I can fix these broken bits that I did with my fingers. So it is really easy to fix any holes just by sort of rubbing the clay back together, especially when it's wet. It's a lot easier to do this when it's wet. So as you can see, the clay's gone down the sides and come out near the bottom. So we're just going to flatten down the edges, fix that broken bit that I did. So everything's nice and wet. I've just been trying to repair the cracks that I put in it, which I really shouldn't have done. So now we've moulded it around the top. What it says is to push down. We're making the edge. So I'm just going to show you as I turn it around. You can see just by flattening this edge, because on this thing it says that the edge is going to be like it's going to have holes in it for you to hang your earrings and stuff in. So you have to make sure that you really get this edge nice ready so that you can do that. So it does say to take one of the tools and trim it. So once I've flattened it all down, I'm going to get one of the tools out and cut off all the excess. So I just want to make sure that it's sort of all the same sort of thickness. That's why I'm doing it with the side of my hand. So I suppose you could do this on like low setting. But just make sure that it's nice and smooth. Turn that off. So taking this tool, I'm just going to cut around like this. Take off this excess clay there. Tidy up like this. There you go. Take that bit off. And that bit. So really tidying up the edges, making it extra special. Because you're going to want to keep whatever it is that you're making you're going to want to be able to keep it afterwards. So it's worth paying attention to these extra little details as you do it. So there you go. My edges are nice and smooth. So then it says to remove your product from the thing. So what we might need to do is we might need to slide this under the edge just to stop it sticking. I can always see it's actually only really right on the edges that it's a little bit sticky. So by doing this, it should be nice and easy. There you go, we've taken that out. And we're going to remove, oh, are we going to remove that? Let me have a look. So it says, slide the flat side of the knife under the clay to separate from the turntable. To remove your project, remove the turntable from the machine and press down onto a work surface. Your project should lift off from the turntable. Remove the plastic core and the sleeve whilst your project is still wet to avoid cracking. So let's get the sleeve out. There you go. And it says when your project is semi-dry, so after about 5 to 15 minutes, use a coring hole to punch the holes in the rim. Now, I'm not going to go quite that far with you, just because that's the main thing that you've seen there. So these are the coring holes here, and they've got sort of diagonal edges there, so you would poke those through and twist it around to take out the hole, or with the smaller hole there, and that would allow you to then hang things up. And then it says completely dry overnight before painting, using the paint and the paintbrush. So that's the jewellery holder pot. So that was really good, simple one to get started. You then move on to the more complex different ones. I really like this cupcake one that you do, and it shows you all the steps on how to do that. So it starts off the same, but you trim a bit closer to the base, and then you make a cupcake topping with some holes in it so that you can put your pencils in. And then there's sort of pencil toppers and different dishes and things that you can do. So you can also mould on here without the cores. If you just wanted to play with the clay, you can do that. So yeah, that's the Pottery Cool set. I really like it. It's got everything that you need to obviously make 4 different things. And I'm assuming that you can also get some additional clay in sort of places like Hobbycraft or stuff like that. You don't need to use Pottery Cool's clay. I would assume that you can use any air dry clay that you want, or maybe even some oven baked clay if you then wanted to bake it in the oven. So it's not really restricted on what type of clay that you use. For now, I'm going to have to go and wash my hands and wash Pottery Cool, because it is starting to dry and it is starting to crack a little bit on my fingers. Do let me know what you thought. As I say, it's for ages 8+, I think it was. Let's double check that. Oh no, for ages 6+. Really good creative toy that I think most kids would absolutely love. And you can even make some nice gifts with it. Do leave me a like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe so that you can see more of my toy reviews. And leave me a comment if there's a particular toy that you would like me to review in time for Christmas. I'll see you soon. Bye.